Hey YouTube, it's me, it's your iPhone Captain, and today we're going to be doing some of the top iPad applications for the iPad. And I've got a list made out here. I'm going to try to hit on some of my favorite applications that I use. So right up front, one app that I'm going to throw in here that don't really have anything to do with, photo or video editing, but is an application that I use on a daily basis on any type of app, or anytime I'm trying to save anything, is DropBox. I put all my photos and videos in there, and that way if I want to share them with someone, I just have to send the link. I don't have to upload it somewhere else or anything like that if I don't want to, okay? So I'm not going to say more about it, but that's something you need to have, because a lot of these other applications will use it in their link to or some form or other. First up, the one I use probably more than any other video editing is one called Avid Studio. And Avid Studio, to me, is more productive and easier even to use than iMovie. And you know, everyone that's got the new iPads and the Mac software available has iMovie. Well, Avid Studio, I think it's like $4.99 maybe. That price could be wrong. I can't remember exactly what it is, but I'll have the exact amount in the description. Right now it's building my library. I shouldn't have selected to do that, but for some reason it's going through it. If it continues to do that, we'll skip over this app, and I'll come back to it in a moment. But anyway, Avid Studio is just a lot easier to use to me, and it's a lot more productive. So I'm going to skip over this and see if we can come back to it later. And another one that you probably want to get is called Photoshop Touch. And I think the name pretty much says it all. Photoshop. If you use Photoshop on the Mac or PC, this is just a sort of a dumbed down version, if you will, that you can use on the touchpad, iPad. And guys, this thing is off the hook. I mean, there's really nothing you can't do here that you can't do on your computer. I mean, you can make folders, you can make new layers. Alright. And you see, you can save it all to camera roll, you can share it to Facebook, email it. Alright, here's a blank project, and this is what the slate looks like. And you see over here on the right hand side, you've got all these different selections. You got empty layer, duplicate layer, photo layer. I mean, guys, it's endless what you can do here. And then you've got, of course, you've got your cut, copy, merge, clear tools. All that's up here. And you can add an image from your local files, or from Creative Cloud, or from the camera, or Facebook, or Google. So let's see if we can select something here that I've got in here that I've just been goofing around with. Here's a photo that I took of a product that I was using. You see here, you can crop it just by dragging your finger across the screen, and you can position it anywhere you want to, and we'll say we're done with that. Alright, if I wanted to add a new layer to that, all I would have to do, if I wanted an empty layer, I could select empty, but we'll select duplicate, and on top we can turn them on and off. You see that. And then on top of that, you can add different types of filters. If you wanted to blur it, you see how that looks. And I could do a separate video just on Photoshop Touch, and I already have one. If you want to check it out, I'll try to remember to put an annotation in this video linking to that. But I mean, if you want to get rid of all of the toolbars, you can just do it. You can just swipe them to go away, and then just select to come back, and you can work on. You can do so much, guys. Like I said, the sky is the limit with this. Alright, so let's move on to the next one. Another awesome application. This application actually won App of the Year in 2011, I think. It may even have been this year. Apple does a review list every year, and I think it was 2011. I don't think it's come out yet for 2012. But if it has, this was what was on it. It's the most recent review list Apple has done. This won App of the Year for the iPad, for the photo app. And this is an awesome application as well. You got all these different selections over here, and it tells you what you can do. You got your automatic correction, your selective adjust. You can tune the image, you can straighten it and crop it. You just touch whatever you want, and then you touch over here, and you see you can put your finger on it, and you just drag it, and you just position however you want it. And when you get it how you want, you just touch apply, and it'll crop it for you. And if you want to straighten those branches, if they're not straight enough for you, you can tilt it, you know, just by doing that with your finger. You know, you can adjust your hair any way you want it. And now those look a little bit straighter. And here's some of the details. It tells you, it's putting this up here to tell you how to do it. Of course, you tap it and you can adjust the structure or sharpening. And when you select the one you want, you let up, and then you go right, left, increase, decrease, whichever one you've selected. And then you tap again, and you do the same thing. And it works the same way throughout the entire process. And over here on the left, you got a compare button. This is how it started. This is what it looks like now. And if you don't like what you've done, of course, you can undo it. Alright, and it'll go back to the way it was. Okay? And then you got all the different vintage filters if you want to apply anything like that. And you got all this different stuff you can adjust here just by touching the screen. It's an awesome app, guys. I think that one may be like $6.99. Alright, another one of my favorites, which just was released for the iOS 5, is iPhoto. And iPhoto is one of my favorite apps, and I use it all the time. And I'll use my logo. I've used it so much, I've got everything, every color on it's out of adjustment. But I'll show you what I do a lot of times. You can select your grid up here to select different photos if you want to add something else to it. Alright. Okay, here's the original, I think. Pretty close to being the original. And here you can crop. If I want to crop out some of that background, I can bring it down to a smaller size. Okay. I can pinch it inside there. Or I can blow it up. Just like that. And then if I want to adjust anything down here, brightness, saturation, anything, I just put my finger on whatever it is I want to adjust and just drag it across. Very, very easy to use. And I can adjust the colors down here the same way. Just put your finger on the one you want to adjust. And you can see as you move them, you can see it change up there. You can change your white balance too. very, very awesome app, guys. And it takes a little bit of getting used to this application to learn how to use it, because like there's a lot to these apps that I'm showing you here. They're not just something you're going to jump into now and be able to use right off the bat perfectly, because they have so many different options that, I mean, these applications that I'm showing you are equal to Photoshop on the PC or Mac. So it's going to take a little bit of playing around to learn how to use them. But they're not, you know, extremely hard. But like I said, you're not just going to jump right in and be ready to go. Some of the camera applications that I use, I've sort of gotten into using the cameras more since the new iPad has the 5 megapixel camera. This is one called Camera Awesome. I really like it, and you can do so much with it. I've got it set for with the big button turned on right now, to where you just have to touch the screen, and it takes the photo. And you can see here, it's not really for the iPad, but you can blow it up on 2x and use it, and it's pretty much for a portrait position also. So, you know, it really should be used in this manner here. But you got video or photo, either one. So that's something you might want to check into as well. And I'm having a little bit of a hard time here. And you got different things that you can adjust here. Slow burst, timers. There's the big button. Okay, and you see you can zoom in and out. And I've still got the big button turned on somewhere or another. I thought I turned it off. You can see right there, I'm going to turn it off. Okay, here's some of the photos that I've taken with this. You can see I look pretty confused in that photo there. And that's through the front camera too. It's not through the rear camera. And then, you know, if you want to delete them, you can hit that button there. So, awesome camera. If I'm not mistaken, it may be a free application. Like I said, I'll have the prices. I should have gone ahead and done a little bit of homework and had them ready right now. One of my all-time favorites is PhotoGene, and this is the iPad version. They do have a iPhone version if you want to use it on both, but this is another application that I use all the time, and I'll show you some of the pictures that I have cropped or done different things with. I was trying to find the one of my dog. We'll use this one, okay? This was when I had him at the vet last. If I wanted to crop, just say I wanted to get his head, okay? Now, if I hit crop, all right, you see I just get his head. Now, I can remove my hand over here, right here. And you see how I do it. I got two little arrows here, okay? What you got to do is you got to get your heel, it's called heel buttons, and you can select different sizes And I probably should do a mask and a clone. Just like that. And you can see how it works. I'm actually using the wrong tool. But I just want to show you an example. I can't understand why it's not anyway, you get the gist of it over here. Okay? And that is called PhotoGene, and there's not very much you can't do with it as well. I mean, you can remove red eye, you can remove objects in the photo. I just haven't used it in a while and I forgot. And you can add effects to it. Effect type. Okay? If you want to automatically add, say, sepia. Okay? And you can increase and decrease the intensity down here. If I wanted to do the pixelate. Okay, right here, if I wanted to blur out my hand. I mean, there's a lot you can do, guys, and we don't have time to go through it all. And you can add text. That's very easy to do. You just drag this over here, tap, and you can drag it anywhere you want it. Alright? Pretty cool, actually, if you want to do the little bubbles. It edited that for me. Alright. If you want to increase size, you can do that. Pretty nice, guys. Another one is called, the last one we're going to touch on is called iMovie, and I think it's pretty obvious that this one's been around the block a long time. And you also got GarageBand if you want to do audio stuff. But iMovie is pretty simple to use. You just tap and drag and start new projects. You can make trailers in here. You can do about anything you want to. And the thing here is, see, I don't have any video recorded on my camera, so I can't really show you anything. But it's not that hard to use. Okay, if I wanted to do a video like this right here, we'll just do a little segment. Hello YouTube, we're doing a video on the iMovie. This is the front camera of the iPad, okay? Front camera. Okay, now you see you can drag it in there, and then you can put sound effects to it. And then when you play them, see how it works? You can put things together, and you can of course you can adjust the clip however you want to do it, and you can add to that. Alright, there's nothing to move in the picture. Alright, you can just, there's so many different things you can do with this, and here's what I should have had my applause turned on, because Down here you can adjust the loudness of the clip. So there it is, guys. It's a pretty long video, but I think it's a good one. Come over to iPhoneCaptain.com. Thanks for watching.